Usually when we think about Hanukkah, if we think at all about any complexity around the holiday, we think about two different interpretations, right? We think about the very religious, spiritual interpretation of the miracle of the cruse of oil and God's intervention in history and it being a very religious holiday. The other interpretation, of course, being perhaps a little bit more Zionistically influenced, that it's all about the Maccabean revolution and it's about military might and it's about political independence and about throwing off the yoke of oppression. And it's much more historical, social, political holiday. Both of those, I think, still stay very much within the realm of a particularistic holiday. It's just about us, just about Jewish belief, Jewish practice, or Jewish independence, which I think makes it very two-dimensional. And to make it more three-dimensional and sort of more real, because we live in a three-dimensional world, of course, I take as my starting point an amazing Agada, a tradition that's presented in the Talmud, in Masechet Avodah Zarah, the section in the Talmud that deals with paganism and our relationship, Jewish relationship to idolaters. And there they ask the question about what should Jews do during pagan holidays. So they ask, well, when do the holidays fall? The main Roman pagan holidays of a Calendaria and Saturnalia, these Roman festivals. And so that they say that there are these 8-day holidays that fall before and after the winter solstice. And then the Agada says, well, this goes back to the creation of the world when Adam was created and was living there in that initial world and saw that the days were getting shorter in length, right, as they do in the fall towards the winter. He didn't know this was a natural thing. He thought maybe it was because he sinned that the world was returning back into darkness. And so he fasted and repented and, you know, did a whole thing. And then he saw that the days started getting longer again. And eventually he realized that this was indeed a natural cycle, that the days get shorter and longer with the seasons. The end of that Agada says that later, we, of course, Am Yisrael, took these L'Shem Shamayim, that we use these natural seasons, the fluctuation and the cyclicity of the seasons, for our holidays, right? We have holidays at the full moon, and we have especially Hanukkah, the 8-day festival around the winter solstice, right? And it's a festival of light, and it talks about the return of light, not only from the days getting longer and the sun becoming more present in the world, but it also, because it starts on the 25th of Kislev, the end of the Hebrew month, it straddles a new moon as well. In other words, the moon gets smaller and reaches the new moon, the smallest point, and then gets larger again. So in both the lunar and solar cycles, right, we're talking about the disappearance and the return of light and a festival of light. And the Talmud says that, and this is the same roots as the Roman festivals that also had to do with light and the solstice holiday of the winter. And we see it now in all kinds of cultures, right? In Santa Lucia Day and all kinds of Christmas celebrations, because it's also around the same time of year. And Kwanzaa, African-American festival, also using the metaphor of light in wintertime. So what's amazing about that Agada that goes back almost 2,000 years is that they saw Hanukkah not just as a particularistic holiday about our own political independence or our own relationship with God, but because of its connection to natural cycles, it connects us to other peoples, other cultures as well, which are connected to those same natural cycles. It gives us a kind of an axis or an entry point to connect to other cultures and, again, give it that third dimension, give it some depth beyond just our own particularistic experience.